Nearly 2 weeks after Prime Minister Narendra Modi announced the formation of Sri Ram Janmabhoomi Tirtha Kshetra, the Temple Trust is going to be holding its meeting today at the residence of Chief and Lawyer K. Parasaran. Sources said date to begin the construction of Ram Temple and appointment of the trustees is now on the agenda of the meeting. Sources also said that there is a view that temple construction should begin in Ram Navami, which begins in the first week of April. However, official sources have said that a decision will be taken after considering various aspects, including feasibility and opinions of other stakeholders. Meanwhile, the trust will also discuss the inclusion of Ram Mandir Nyas Chief Mahant Nritya Gopal Das as the trustee. 2 prominent practicing Hindus will also be nominated by the Board of Trustees with a majority resolution. After Union Cabinet gave its nod to set up a trust for the construction of Ram Temple in Ayodhya, Prime Minister Modi announced in Lok Sabha on February 5th. Listen in.
सुप्रीम कोर्ट के आदेशों के अनुसार एक स्वायत्त ट्रस्ट श्री राम जन्मभूमि तीर्थ क्षेत्र ट्रस्ट का नाम होगा श्री राम जन्मभूमि तीर्थ क्षेत्र। श्री राम जन्मभूमि तीर्थ क्षेत्र का गठन करने का प्रस्ताव पारित किया गया है। ये ट्रस्ट अयोध्या में भगवान श्री राम की जन्मस्थली पर भव्य और दिव्य श्री राम मंदिर के निर्माण और उससे संबंधित विषयों पर निर्णय लेने के लिए पूर्ण रूप से स्वतंत्र होगा।
What is happening to the Shaheen Bagh deadlock? Now, the Supreme Court appointed interlocutors are expected to visit Shaheen Bagh today. The interlocutors, which include lawyers Sanjay Hegde and Sadhna Ramachandran, may visit the protest site along with intervener and former bureaucrat Wajahat Habibullah to speak to the protesters. The interlocutors will try to break the ongoing deadlock between centre and protesters who are protesting at Shaheen Bagh since more than 2 months now against the CA and NRC and also NPR. They are expected to start a discussion with the protesters and convince them to end the protest at the site which has caused the road blockade in and around Shaheen Bagh area. Remember, Supreme Court on Monday, while upholding the right to protest, had made it clear that the protesters cannot be blocking the roads permanently and should be shifting to an alternative site. Listen in now to this exclusive conversation of Shaheen Bagh intervener and former bureaucrat Wajahat Habibullah with India Today's consulting editor Rajdeep Sardesai.
I have with me someone who's been chosen as an intervener, if I may use the exact word of the Supreme Court, Wajahat Habibullah, former chairperson of the Minorities Commission. Appreciate your joining us, Mr. Habibullah. The voices we are getting from Shaheen Bagh is A, why did it take as long as 66 days to actually open a window for a dialogue? But now that it's been opened, we are ready to talk, but what do we really talk about? They don't seem willing to move out of the protest site just yet. What is your own view? Is a dialogue and a compromise possible?
Well, whether a dialogue and a compromise is possible or not, the fact is that dialogue and compromise is the only way forward. Now, what that form will take will come out of a dialogue. Now, you say that I've been appointed as intervener. I haven't quite been appointed as intervener. An intervention has been made by me personally. I mean,
oh, it's your personal intervention. Yes, you offered to intervene.
We made an intervention, and not offered to intervene. We made an intervention because there was already a pending case there, which brought by Mr. Sani regarding the protesters occupying a certain public space, and he had asked that they should be evicted. But we wanted to make sure that even if whatever course the law took, there should be no violence used against the people there, because unfortunately the Delhi police has developed a not very happy reputation with regard to that.
Right.
So that was our intervention. Now the Supreme Court has thought fit to appoint 2 interlocutors, which are Sanjay Hegde and Mr. Sadhna Ramachandran, and they will be the interlocutors.
Shaheen Bagh-like protests in Chennai's Washerman Pit has entered 6th day. Protesters are planning to march in Chepauk in protest against alleged police excesses on the Washerman Pit protesters on Friday evening. They had initially planned to lay siege on the Tamil Nadu Assembly to press for passage of anti-CA resolution in the House, but the Madras High Court restrained them from proceeding with it. However, while passing the interim order, the High Court made it clear that it was not expressing any opinion on the Citizenship Amendment Act or NRC or NPR for that matter. The court has posted the matter for March 12th for further hearing. And does the Nataka in Karnataka ever die down? Another jolt coming into Karnataka Chief Minister B.S. Yeddyurappa and the BJP in the state after Deputy Chief Minister Lakshman Savadi's election as an MLC on Monday. Sources have said that at least 7 BJP votes were not taken into account during MLC polls. MLAs were supposed to write next to Savadi's name, which is one next to Savadi's name. They instead marked a tick against Savadi's name, because of which their votes were set aside. Sources say this was done deliberately by the BJP MLAs so as to send a strong message across to Chief Minister B.S. Yeddyurappa. This development comes in after an unsigned letter surfaced yesterday calling for change of Chief Minister, citing age-related issues. Instead of trying to save the Bannerghatta forest that is essential for Bengaluru's very survival, the state government wants the buffer zone of the national park to be reduced. Karnataka Chief Minister Yeddyurappa wrote a letter to the Union Environment Minister Prakash Javadekar demanding the same. More of that on this report that's coming in.
Environmentalists in Bengaluru fighting for the Bannerghatta National Park are worried. Karnataka Chief Minister B.S. Yeddyurappa, in a letter to Union Minister Prakash Javadekar, has asked that the buffer zone of Bannerghatta National Park be reduced by 100 square kilometers. The proposal will not only have a detrimental impact on the wildlife but also adversely affect Bengaluru's climate. This is not the first time that a proposal to reduce the size of the buffer zone has been made to the centre. The previous Congress-JDS government had sent a similar proposal, requesting for the eco-sensitive zone be dropped to 168.84 square kilometers in October 2018.
Writing a Chief Minister letter to now reduce the area is very shocking, and it is very upsetting for all the Bangalorean and everything. Sure, we're going to take it this fight, and this clearly exposes the way BJP is like turning the tables, and it is very sad state to do for the Bangalorean and the Bannerghatta.
India Today crew visited the eco-sensitive zone around the Bannerghatta National Park in October last year.
Whatever you see around me, 268 square kilometers is the eco-sensitive zone of the Bannerghatta forest. The government wants to drop this to 168.84 square kilometers, but citizens of Bengaluru, environmentalists, the farmers who are all over here say that this should not be done. Please do not convert a forest land into a layout for people. Rather, please maintain it as it is, because we need this forest for Bengaluru itself to survive.
According to the Supreme Court guidelines, mining or industrial operations cannot take place in eco-sensitive zones, as it disturbs the wildlife and increases the risk of man-animal conflict. Furthermore, a study by the Indian Institute of Human Settlements said that preservation of eco-sensitive zone was important in protecting the city from becoming a heat island. Bureau Report, India Today.
Days after announcing Panchayat polls in Jammu and Kashmir, the poll panel has now deferred these polls after political parties sought release of their detained leaders. The Election Commission said that fresh dates are going to be announced after 2 to 3 weeks. The parties told the poll panel that there can only be a level playing field when leaders are released from the detention. However, authorities cited inputs from law enforcement agencies as the reason for this decision. The rural polls in the newly carved out Union territory were scheduled to begin from 5th March. The polls were scheduled on vacant seats in both Jammu as well as Kashmir. And Mehbooba Mufti's daughter lauded the decision after to defer the panchayat polls. Listen into what she has to say.
I think these elections to begin with would have been a complete sham even if they were held. You need to keep in mind that the entire leadership is behind bars. And even though J&K police claims that they've released leaders, nobody has been released. They've essentially been moved from one jail to the other. So, holding polls in an atmosphere where your entire political leadership is behind bars, there's so much fear and repression that's been unleashed on people. I don't think if this was a good idea to begin with, but it also gives you an insight and it serves as sort of like a window to understand the fact that this government is not clear-headed. They have absolutely no clarity on anything when it comes to their policy in Kashmir. And now I think they've kind of like become masters of like creating policies or coming up with these obnoxious, stupid plans that they suspend for whatever reasons because they know that it's not going to work well, in a state which has witnessed a complete clampdown since August. But having said that, I think it's good that they've decided to cancel or postpone these elections. I don't know what exactly they've decided, but they were a sham to begin with, and I'm not really surprised. But what I'm worried about is that the people of Jammu and Kashmir have been left in the lurch, and these people have taken a disruptive decision, and now they don't know how to kind of like contain the fallout of this decision.
The Jammu and Kashmir police have launched a crackdown against social media users for allegedly spreading rumours and propagating separatist ideology. The users have been booked under stringent Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. Here's a report that's coming in from the Valley.
Internet may be back, but the crackdown on cyberspace continues in Kashmir. The Jammu and Kashmir police are coming down heavily on social media users in the Valley, slapping charges under the stringent Unlawful Activities Prevention Act or UAPA. Cases are being registered for alleged misuse of social media, which remains banned in Kashmir through the Virtual Protocol Networks or VPNs. The police claim FIRs have been registered against suspects for spreading rumours and for propagating separatist ideology. The police have not released the number of people booked under UAPA.
We have taken a meeting with them and warned them to put up their strong firewall. Second aspect is miscreant. Those miscreants who are using social media through VPN and creating law and problem here, instigating people and spreading rumors, we have taken action taken.
Iltija Mufti, daughter of arrested former Chief Minister Mehbooba Mufti, has questioned the crackdown.
You are slapping FIRs on people, and by the way, it's a mass FIR, which means that if you use even a VPN in Kashmir, आप पहले कह रहे हैं कि हम IT में 500 करोड़ की इन्वेस्टमेंट लाएंगे. अरे आप लोगों को इंटरनेट तक यूज करने नहीं दे रहे.
The youth are disappointed.
मुझे लगता है ये ठीक नहीं है. या तो नेट बहाल करना चाहिए या फिर VPN इस्तेमाल किसी ज़रिए से नेट तो यूज़ करने ही देना चाहिए.
एजुकेशन में प्रॉब्लम हो रही है. अगर हमें कुछ मतलब कि अगर हमें कुछ फाइंड करना होता है, सर्च करना होता है, हमें गूगल में बहुत मदद मिलती थी.
All social media websites are blocked in Jammu and Kashmir and high-speed internet remains suspended. The government has notified a set of websites that can be accessed legally. With Ashraf Vani in Srinagar, Bureau Report, India Today.
Ahead of Trump's visit to Ahmedabad, 45 families have been served eviction notices to clear out a slum in Ahmedabad. The municipal corporation claims that eviction notices have nothing to do with Trump's visit. My colleague Gopi Maniar bringing us this report.
Ahead of Donald Trump's maiden visit to India as US President, Ahmedabad is getting decked up. But behind the frenzy of these preparations is this shocking reality. 45 families living in a slum have been served eviction notices by the Ahmedabad Municipal Corporation.
सरकार म्यूनसिपालिटी कॉर्पोरेशन जाने क्यों खाली करवाते क्यों नहीं करवाते वो तो हम जानते नहीं. हमको तो सिर्फ नोटिस दिए गए हैं कि 7 दिन के अंदर आपको खाली करने की नोटिस मिली है.
The municipal corporation says the slum dwellers have been served the eviction notice under the provisions of the Town Planning Act. It denies any link between the eviction notice and Trump's visit.
25 साल से रहते कभी भी नोटिस नहीं आई. अभी कल ही किया कि अभी तुरंत खाली कर दो. हम लोग कहाँ जाए?
The administration had earlier faced criticism after it built a wall to cover the slums on Trump's route. With Gopi Manyar, Bureau Report, India Today.
The traditional Kambala race in Karnataka has suddenly become the new nursery for Indian sprinters. Few days after Srinivas Gowda's epic feat that we saw, another jockey, Nishant Shetty, has stripped it. A new record-breaking mark, 100-meter mark, in just 9.51 seconds. Here's a look.
Meet Nishant Shetty, the Kambala racer who has bettered Srinivas Gowda's record. Gowda made headlines by covering 142.5 meters in 13.62 seconds. Now Nishant Shetty has set a new record by clocking 13.68 seconds for 143 meters.
ಕೋಣ ನೋಡಬೇಕು ಇಲ್ಲದ್ರೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಓಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೋಣ ಓಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಓಡುವ ಕೋಣ ಬೇರೆ ಇದು ಬೇರೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ನಮ್ಮದು ಸಾಧನೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅದು ಕೋಣದ ಸಾಧನೆ, ನಮ್ಮದು ಅಷ್ಟೇನಿಲ್ಲ. ಕೋಣ ಓಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಓಡೋದು. ಮತ್ತು ಉಸೇನ್ ಬೋಲ್ಟಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ನನಗೆ ಸರಿ ತೋರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅವರ ಸಾಧನೆ ಏನು ನಮ್ಮದೇನು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅದೇನಿಲ್ಲ.
Just like Gowda, Shetty is now the talk of the town. Srinivas Gowda's record-breaking run drew comparisons with the fastest man on the earth, Usain Bolt. Reports suggested that Gowda's timing for a 100-meter dash will be 9.55 seconds, which is 0.03 seconds faster than Bolt's world record.
ಇಷ್ಟು ಸ್ಪೀಡಾಗಿ ಓಡ್ತೇನೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಂದರೆ ಇದರ ಪಾತ್ರ ನಮ್ಮ ಕೋನದ್ದು ಮತ್ತು ಯಜಮಾನ್ರು ಕೋನ ಸಾಕಿದ್ರಿಂದ ಇಷ್ಟು ಸ್ಪೀಡಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಓಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆಯಿತು. ಅದರ ಹಿಂದೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಕೂಡ ಕೋನ ಇನ್ನೂ ಸ್ಪೀಡಾಗಿ ಓಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ.
Nishant Shetty's timing is even better, and as per reports, he would cover 100 meters in 9.51 seconds. Gowda rose to instant fame after his incredible run and was felicitated by the Karnataka Chief Minister B.S. Yeddyurappa. The 28-year-old was called for trials by Sports Minister, but he has decided to focus on the upcoming Kambala races instead. Sports Bureau, India Today.